Hello guys, how are you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly, very welcome back to another video. Chelsea's season came to an end last night after a 4-1 defeat by Bayern Munich in the second leg of our Champions League round of 16 tie, resulting in a 7-1 aggregate defeat. We weren't really going to the Allianz Arena last night actually expecting to get anything. I've seen a couple of Chelsea fans quite livid this morning over the result and the performance, etc, etc. But realistically, lads, I don't really know what else you were expecting. Oh, I actually kind of forgot this game was on up until like last week or the week before, so I mean, my expectations were low right from the get-go. There was a lot of players unavailable last night, from, you know, the captain Aspilicueta to Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic. Players that would usually be considered for starting. Obviously, Willian has been a consistent starter throughout the season as well. He looks like he's on his way to Arsenal now. As well, so he wasn't available. Pedro obviously injured as well. He's obviously played his last game for Chelsea too. So the starting team last night included obviously Caballero in goal, James, Zuma, Christensen, Emerson came in for a start, so Marcos Alonso was also not in the squad. Kante came in to captain the side, a rare start for him. He actually did quite well last night in goal of Kante. Then you had Kovacic, and you had Ross Barkley, then you had Mount, Hudson-Odoi and Tammy Abraham up front. And to be honest, the starting 11 didn't fill me with an awful lot of hope and positivity, but our bench, we only brought on one player, and that was Olivier Giroud. And apart from that, on the bench we had Tomori, we had Rudiger, we had Kepa, but apart from that, the rest of the bench was full of young players. And we went behind after, I think it was like 8 or 9 minutes, when Lewandowski ran through one-on-one with Caballero, knocks the ball around him, Caballero takes him down, penalty given, and it was competently dispatched by Robert Lewandowski for what I think was his 57th goal in all competitions this season, which is absolutely unbelievable. It was 2-0 then not too long later when Ivan Perisic slotted home past Caballero, and this was again architects of our own downfall. The first one was a mistake by Caballero to give away the penalty. To be honest, I thought if Caballero didn't make the challenge, I think Lewandowski probably would have scored anyway. But this one is Kovacic losing the ball 35-40 yards from his own goal. He didn't have his best game last night, Kovacic. I think it was actually been one of his worst of the season. But you have to consider he has been pretty much an ever-present. And that's one thing about our performance last night. We did look quite leggy, quite lethargic, quite tired, to be quite honest. But Kovacic loses the ball very cheaply, and one pass later it's into Lewandowski. He plays it into Perisic, who has time to slot it past Caballero to give Bayern Munich a 2-0 lead. It looked like Callum Hudson-Odoi had pulled one back for Chelsea with a lovely finish, but Tammy Abraham was ruled offside in the build-up, so that was disallowed unfortunately. But anyway, we did make it 2-1 then to pull one back and pull back a little bit of pride and possibly even hope, who knows, for some fans when Tammy Abraham tapped home for about 3 yards. And this was just a mistake by Manuel Neuer, really a rare mistake from Manuel Neuer. Emerson crosses it from the left hand side, Neuer parries it out, and there's Tammy Abraham, Johnny on the spot to get another goal to his tally and further establishing his position as Chelsea's top scorer this season. And yeah, Neuer wouldn't have been particularly happy about that one. 2-1 at half time. Into the second half then, and Bayern Munich made it 3-1 then, and again it was that man Lewandowski involved, crossing from the left hand side, and pretty much with his first touch since coming off the bench arriving was Corentin Tolisso, completely unmarked really, about 6 yards out, to volley it in past Caballero, who did get a bit of a hand to it but not enough to keep it out. And then it ended up 4-1 then when Lewandowski added his second, heading in across from the right hand side absolutely brilliantly to make it 4-1 to Bayern Munich, sending them through to face Barcelona in the quarter-final, which is going to be very, very intriguing indeed. And to be honest lads, if you're angry about last night, you really shouldn't be. There's a lot of factors you need to look at about this game. Bayern Munich are one of the best sides in Europe, possibly the best, and one of the favourites to go on and win the trophy, especially if they manage to overcome Lionel Messi and Barcelona in the next leg. They also haven't played for about a month. You have to consider that Chelsea's last game was at the weekend in the FA Cup final against Arsenal, and we were missing quite a lot of players, and because our schedule has been so jam-packed and tight, we've been missing a lot of players due to suspensions and mainly injuries and just tiredness. And look, I wasn't expecting anything last night. I think what we did show, I think we showed heart, we showed desire, we showed fight, and that's all I could really ask from that team last night. And as I said after the first leg against Bayern Munich, we're just not on that level at the minute. And we have a couple of players coming in next season in Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner, who, if they hit the ground running, should get Chelsea back into a position where we can really challenge these teams. Now, there's still defensive frailties. I would say 3 of the 4 goals last night were defensive mistakes. Definitely Kovacic for the Perisic one. Caballero takes down Lewandowski for the penalty, and then, I mean, Corentin Tolisso was completely unmarked for the third Bayern goal. So don't get me wrong, there's still defensive frailties there, and again, it kind of is driving the narrative of that Chelsea need a centre-back, definitely, and they need a goalkeeper. I thought Emerson at left-back actually did really, really well last night. I thought he was one of our best players. So, I mean, I think you can keep the left-back position to Emerson for a while, or Alonso, whoever it is going to be, whatever formation Frank decides to play. But I think number one port of call at the minute needs to be a goalkeeper and a centre-back, because we can't start next season with Caballero or Kepa in goal. Like, we just can't. But yeah, no, that's it. I'm not overly disappointed, lads, but it was always going to be a tough ask to beat Bayern Munich anyway. We're not on that level. The rest of the Champions League is going to be exciting now. I'll be keeping a close eye on it, and I'll probably make a few videos on it as well. I think they're starting next week with the quarterfinals. Barcelona are playing Bayern Munich, obviously, as I mentioned already, after Barca bet Napoli 3-1 last night. Man City beat Real Madrid, so they're playing Lyon, who incredibly bet Juventus in their game the other night. And on the other games, you have Atalanta versus PSG and RB Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid. So, well, obviously, as we know, whatever's going to happen is going to be a new Champions League winner this year, after Liverpool were knocked out before the lockdown by Atletico Madrid. But Chelsea's season is over, and we can now rest and relax for a couple of weeks before the Premier League season starts up again. As I said, I will be making videos, keeping a close eye on the Champions League games. But yeah, if you're a Chelsea fan, let me know your thoughts on the game last night down in the comment section down below. What were your expectations, and did they deliver? I've actually found out that over 50%, I think 55% of you lot who are watching the videos at the minute aren't actually subscribed, and we're very, very close to 300 subscribers. So make sure you hit the subscription button down below with your notifications on, and yeah, so you keep up with future videos. Apart from that, lads, leave a like if you enjoyed it. As I said, subscribe if you are new around here, and I will catch you later.